go. For people who aren't working with geriatric population, haven't used that as much, can you just give us quick and dirty about that? Is it chair with arms, without arms? And then how do you handle that test?
So I believe you can use a chair with arms. I feel like I've seen different stuff on this. So to make it standardized for myself, we have these specific green chairs in the clinic that are all, the same height. I use that every time I do a timed up and go, at least to standardize it for myself. So you are timing their performance, rising from the chair, walking, I think it's 3 meters or about 10 feet, turning around, returning to the chair, sitting back down. And you start the timer as soon as they start to initiate the rising process. And then you end the timer when they are back fully seated in the chair.
Got it. Okay. All right. So single leg stance, that's just flat on the floor, one leg, hands touching something, and then lifting the hands off and holding that balance.
Yep. Yeah. And I like to make sure that the leg in the air is not resting on the other leg, because a lot of times people will try to do that to create more stability. So just making sure they're not doing that. And, and if they're doing this, it's like, okay, we're not really going to count that. I mean, you can have someone cross their arms to, make it even more standardized as well. I try to do that as well.
Got it. Okay. All right. Now we'll need a little more clarification on the modified CAT-SIB. We did hear this from Denise and Bridget, but that's been a couple moons ago. So let you walk us through that.
So to give a little bit more background too. So with Fyzical, we have a physical CAT-SIB as well that we strive to do. So it's a little time consuming. I have a really cool pressure sensor device that essentially can track how much someone sways, and then it tracks all this data. And then when we do the physical CAT-SIB, it then gives you the results at the end. So it's pretty neat. It just takes like a little time with the setup and everything. Sometimes with all the other testing that I like to do on the eval, I just don't really have time to do that. So I usually save that for like visit number 2.
Got it.
But I might do the modified CAT-SIB, which is much quicker, just to get a baseline, especially for people who are more unsteady. Say like a high level athlete and maybe they had a concussion and they're recovered mostly, but their balance is still not 100%. They might pass the modified CAT-SIB with flying colors and look totally fine. But the physical CAT-SIB involves using head movements, and it also involves using visual conflict, where the modified CAT-SIB is not. So the one that we are trained and told to use on the eval is definitely more comprehensive. It's just that I don't always have time to do that.
Gotcha. All right. So
modified CAT-SIB.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So there's 4 stages to it. The first stage is standing Romberg, so feet together on a firm surface. And to standardize it, you have them cross their arms. So they have 3 attempts. This is to see if they can hit 30 seconds. Stage 2 is Romberg stance on the floor, but with eyes closed. And then stage 3 and 4 are the same thing, but they're standing on a unstable surface. So Romberg, unstable surface, eyes open. Romberg, unstable surface, eyes closed.
Month after month, new guest experts sharing actual patient cases and subscribers sharing their own challenging and interesting cases. Check out Case Conversations at mechanicalcareforum.com.